Well, those are questions for James Bohr, the independent tech and security consultant.
It was one missed test. They've got a very complex tool which is very widely deployed. One mistake at that point leads to this sort of chaos because everything's standardized, everything's centralized, consolidated. So tiny flaw breaks all of that.
This is probably a rather stupid question, but it has to be asked. Does the world not have any backup IT?
There is backup IT, but it doesn't help with something like this because they've deployed the same security solution across the whole network. So you can have as many backups as you want, but if they're all running CrowdStrike, they're useless as well.
So isn't that a rather stupid system?
It is. There's huge problems with the way that we've built these systems, and then we rely on them for this sort of critical infrastructure. It's a massive issue. We've known about it for some time, and these incidents are only going to happen more and more.
And are you confident this was a technical cock-up, or is there any evidence, do you think, of something darker?
I think there's no evidence of something darker. There is no need to blame anything more than human incompetence or human negligence or corporate negligence. If it was something darker, I would expect it to be much more disruptive. If this was done maliciously, it's not very good.
What does this incident reveal about the vulnerabilities in 21st century digital dependence and infrastructure?
We have these critical dependencies on technology companies who do make mistakes and can bring things down. Last year there was a AWS outage, and that affected things like automatic cat feeders. These are becoming more and more common, and as we build this technology into more of our society, we make it more fragile.
Presumably this is a rather bad day in the office for the reputation and value of countless companies at the heart of these failures. I mean, we can't even begin to put a cost on this, can we?
Not really, no. I mean, CrowdStrike aren't going to be compensating everyone, I'd imagine. I'm sure their license indemnifies them against it, but this is going to cause huge damage to companies, and there will be loss of life when we look at hospitals and emergency services being affected.
Presumably the world isn't in a position to switch away from these companies because there aren't easy fixes immediately.
No, and any other company capable of delivering the same tool will have the same risks involved. You can't just rip out something like this overnight to actually swap over from it. Most companies will be 6 to 18 months maybe as a full-time project, and that is going to bring its own baggage and its own risks.